Your voice, your vote, and election night results from across West Michigan. We have team coverage tonight. 13 on your side's Julia Gorman is covering the Rockford Schools bond proposal, and political reporter Josh Albertus is in Muskegon, where the ballot included the mayor and a term limit proposal. So let's start with Muskegon tonight, the mayoral race, where incumbent Ken Johnson is being challenged by Bob Garrettson. We are getting some numbers in right now. As you can see, 61% to 39%. Incumbent Ken Johnson is winning right now. The winner will be in office for the next 4 years. Also in Muskegon tonight, Muskegon voters decided if city council members can be limited to a 12-year term. That proposal, we are getting some numbers in. We're waiting for our graphic to come up, and there it is. It is winning handily. 100% reporting. You can see 59% yes, 41% no, which means term limits will be going into effect in Muskegon. 13 on your side, political reporter Josh Albertus is live in Muskegon tonight. He's been following these races very closely all night. Josh, what more can you tell us?
Yeah, we have some of those unofficial results in my hand right now, so if you'll excuse me, that's why I'm kind of be looking here, but we were able to get unofficial numbers from City Hall when it comes to some of these city races, as you mentioned, but because they are still handing the process over through the process, but we had to go precinct by precinct, voting method by voting method to calculate these. But according to our preliminary numbers of the different precincts, and all of these, we stress, are unofficial, our math suggests that both Mayor Ken Johnson has been elected to another term as mayor of Muskegon, and voters here have also voted in favor of that 12-year term limit for members of the city commission. Now, we had seen quite a few of those term limit signs out here in Muskegon tonight in yards with signs from both major mayoral candidates as well, I might add. Of course, there was a lot of discussion over that. A letter from the State Department of Attorney General this summer suggested that the proposed amendment to the city charter for term limits would potentially come into conflict with pre-existing law. So if indeed these results hold officially, we could wait to see whether any litigation might play out as a result. But with all that the city commission does and what voters seem to decide tonight was the best form of representation, you can see just how much local elections could potentially play into someone's everyday lives here. Local ordinances, local millages in other communities. That's something that the county clerk seemed to echo when we talked to her earlier tonight.
As I often tell people, it's so important to get out and vote in the local elections because that's what determines your livelihood on a daily basis, your roads, your jobs, your economy. And so it's very important to elect those officials that represent you, that know you, know your community, know what the needs of the community are. So I really encourage people to get out and vote in the local elections, even more so than state and federal elections.
Now, as of just a few minutes ago, when I last checked, the county as a whole had not begun reporting any results. The county clerk tells us essentially, because of past questions over integrity, they are only going to report those on that website when 100% of the unofficial results are in. So we were going to wait for those to be posted as well, in addition to our math that we've been doing here. But of course, we're going to keep going over all of those top races throughout West Michigan and throughout the state as a whole coming up throughout the next half hour. Live in Muskegon, Josh Albertus, 13 on your side.
Other mayoral races were decided today in West Michigan, including the city of Holland. We are still waiting for results to come in from city precincts. In Kentwood as well, the candidates incumbent Mayor Stephen Kepley and Kent County Commissioner Monica Sparks were running for mayor. They are not reporting any numbers yet for that race. But as soon as we get them, you'll be able to find the results for those races on our website, 13onyourside.com, and you'll also see the results scrolling at the bottom of your screen. In Kent County, voters had a millage proposal on the ballot for the Kent Intermediate School District. The renewal and enhancement millage, as you can see, with about half of the precincts reporting 69% to 31%, so it is winning easily so far with half of the precincts reporting. That money raised from the millage would be used for special education, college readiness programs, as well as career tech training. In the Rockford School District, voters also had a $230 million bond proposal on their ballots. 13 on your side's Julia Gorman is here with the results so far. Julia?
Yeah, Juliet, I've been closely following these numbers as they've been starting to trickle in. Let's take a look at where they stand at this hour, just past 11 o'clock. We are still waiting for additional information to come in. At last check, we had about 4 of over a dozen precincts reporting, and it was split about 60-30 no versus yes. So we could still see a lot of change happen with this particular bond proposal. So we'll have to wait and see what exactly those numbers look like. The bond would fund wide-reaching improvements across the Rockford School District. Some of those include adding air conditioning to schools that need it, improving safety, facility upgrades, upgrades to playgrounds, replacement of old buses, career exploration classrooms at the high school level, and also construction of the RAM Center. Again, we are still waiting on numbers here to give you the official results, but if approved funding from the bond were to go through, we would see it put out in 3 disbursements next year, 2026, 2028, and 2032. The district says the bond proposal will not increase tax rates beyond the 7 mills levied in 2025. If approved, we'll have those results for you on air and online as soon as we can. Juliet, back to you.
Julia, thank you. Staying in Kent County now, voters in the Wyoming School District had a bond proposal. It's a nearly $30 million bond proposal, and we do not have those ones in yet, but you're looking at the Kent ISD enhancement millage, and those numbers we just saw, that it was winning with about half of the precincts reporting. Also in Wyoming, people in Godwin Heights School District were voting on a $44 million bond proposal. That would be to update learning spaces across the district. And those numbers are also still being tabulated. You will find the election results from across West Michigan again on our website, 13onyourside.com.